What's up, everybody? ArrgThePirate here, and today we're gonna play a little Kumbhakarna in the duo lane. Now, guys, I'm still getting over the crud. Man, I've had the crud for the past few days, and that's why I actually took that day off, just because I felt absolutely terrible. But let's get straight into it. Now I'm gonna pick up Guardian's Blessing, Breastplate, 3 healing potions, and 2 wards for my first 1500 gold, and then I'm going to build into Hide of the Neiman Lion, Traveler Shoes, Shogun, Celestial Legion Helm, Voidstone, Stone of Gaia, and then I've got Meditation Cloak for my first relic, and then Thorns for my second. Now, of course, we gotta go over his kit, and first up we have his passive Sleepy. Kumba does not die when he reaches 0 health. Instead, he falls asleep. He will awaken after 8 seconds at 25% health and mana, unless he gets hit 6 times by basic attacks, 1 for every 5 levels, while sleeping. This passive has a 240-second cooldown, and if you look just above his nameplate, that big blue circle, when that circle is filled up, hey, you won't die, but, you know, a lot of the time, you'll see in this match, we actually have a couple of good experiences with that. Next up, we have Throwback. Kumba sleepily runs forward. If he hits an enemy, he stops and deals damage. If the enemy is a minion, he throws them, dealing increased damage to each enemy they hit. So, it's basically a big knockback, and every enemy that those minions hit when they're flying, they do damage. So, it's an awesome ability. Next up, we have Groggy Strike, which is the ability I start with. Kumba smashes the ground, dealing damage to all enemies in front of him and rooting them. And it's a 2-second root, guys. This is an awesome ability. It does a ton of damage. It helps with that early game wave clear. Love it. Love it. Absolutely love it. Mighty Yawn is his 3. Kumba lets out a Mighty Yawn that memorizes all enemies in range. If awakened early, the enemies have their attack speed and movement speed slowed. Kumba may use this ability while asleep, so if you ever, you know, die and you're by yourself, you can hit that sleep, and hey, it'll mesmerize them, and you'll be able to stand back up. Yeah, it's awesome. Great ability. Now, and if you see here, we get caught out, and now we're using that sleep, that passive right there, and since we were dogpiled, we didn't stand a chance, but hey, is what it is. Lastly, we have his ultimate epic uppercut. Kumba moves forward, stops at the first god he encounters, and delivers a massive melee attack that uppercuts the enemy directly into the air. When the enemy lands, it deals air damage in an area and causes knock-up to enemies nearby. Now, one way you can kind of combo this is if you use your ultimate, and then as soon as you hit that god, start charging your 2, and you'll actually smash them when they land, so and then you can mesmerize them, use your 1, whatever. But yeah, you can knock them up into the air and then start charging that 2, and you'll hit them both at about the same time, so they won't even have time to react when they land on the ground. Awesome. Awesome. It's a great combo. It does a ton of damage, and especially with this build that I'm going for, you know, I'm not going just super non-stop tank. I am building some power, so late game you'll see we'll actually start doing some decent damage with these abilities. Alright, now getting into the gameplay. Now, we've done a pretty good job of poking them. You know, I did go down there. We poked them out of lane a couple of times, but the good thing is our Neith, she actually got out when we went down. You know, we did kind of sacrifice ourselves for that. And, you know, hey, but that's great. That's exactly what we want. You know, we haven't had the best communication when rotating to get our buffs. We actually haven't picked up a buff yet, other than the one that we dropped and died for. You know, there's a lot of times, like right now, you know, now's a perfect time to go for a buff. We're getting kind of pushed unsafe. Let's go ahead and grab a buff instead of worrying about, you know, pushing that lane. But you can see Neith is not wanting to do that, so we'll just rotate and go back to lane. Because as a Guardian, especially this early in the game, I cannot down that buff by myself. Or I can, but it'll take me 10 minutes and I'll use all my health to do it. So it's best just to let my ADC rotate and help me out with that. But hey, we get back into lane. Athena is here, and you can see we're going to use that Mighty Yawn to, you know, kind of peel her off. Let Neith back up. I've got my cloak, so I'm going to just catch up to Neith and go ahead and pop that. You know, top us off on health and mana, everything like that, and really get that cooldown for, you know, later, because, well, why not? Why not use that right now? And again, we're just going to keep pushing this lane. You can see we're getting some decent poke onto that Neith, since she's staying in the lane with the minions. We're able to get some awesome poke on her. And really, you can avoid that by just taking a step to the side, because I would concentrate on the wave over, you know, concentrating on her. But hey, when everybody's stacked up like that, it makes no sense at all not to hit all of them. So from here, you know, we're just going to stay in the lane. You know, we're going to keep smashing these minions, helping out our ADC to get this lane pushing faster. You know, my team, we're 2-2. You know, we're not doing too terrible. And since one of those deaths was me, you know, I would say we're doing okay. And as long as my Neith is staying in lane, you know, she's stacking up to pick up Transcendence. So we want to make sure she can get that online as soon as possible. Now from here, we're actually going to back up and pick up our buff. You know, that's great. We're actually picking up a buff now. And I'm going to head back to lane, maybe come behind that Neith. Nah, we weren't quite able to, but that's all right. And again, we're just very much in a laning phase. But my team ends up getting into a fight here in our jungle over the red buff. And I'm going to head over. I'm just going to cover mid lane for now. You know, it is unfortunate 2 people went down there. But, you know, hey, is what it is. We end up getting stunned by Kronos, and we're taking quite a bit of poke. I do have my cloak, so just in case I need to use it, I can. And I've also got my passive up, so, you know, if I can avoid a ton of damage from him, hey, that would be great. I'm going to go ahead and back here, and then I see him kind of coming to the tower, so I'm going to back up a little bit more. Well, don't worry, guys, we die from the lazy backing here in a minute, and you'll be able to see that. But hey, we were able to hold him off of mid lane and let our Neith continue to get her farm. You know, as long as she's playing safe, hey, we're doing great. Now from here, I'm going to head back to my duo lane, but I do see, hey, there's something going on in mid lane, so I'm kind of keeping an eye on that. And unfortunately, Arrg, you know, she lazy backed right in the middle. That was just an unfortunate back right there. She gets caught out, but hey, Kronos is here. We're going to go ahead and knock him up. Now, this is what I'm talking about. Use that knock up and pair that with your 2. Keeps him stunned forever. Gets a ton of damage on him, and we're able to actually get him and take him out. You know, that's great. That's awesome. It would have been nice for our support or our mid lane to get that over, you know, me picking it up. But guys, I'm all about kill secure, and especially against a Kronos who can rewind and go back to full health. You know, I want to avoid that with at all possible. Now, we do end up going in on this Neith. I'm trying to body block her a little bit. She ends up getting around me, and if I could have got my smash, oh, she'd have been dead. But Athena did a great job there turning me around, and hey, my Neith is actually able to take her out. That huge play right there. You know, that's awesome. Being able to delete their ADC. We're finally getting some real good progress in this lane. You know, Athena's not quite low, but, you know, hey, we'll be able to poke her down. You know, we're definitely healthier than she is, and with them missing an ADC, you know, that's pretty big. Now, we do rotate over to get that void buff, but I see Athena heading over. We're going to go ahead and get a stun on her, and then I'm going to use my cloak to kind of knock her out. Bakasura heads over, and we're going to do everything we can to take Bakasura. You know, we switched targets there. We did everything we could to take out Bakasura. Unfortunately, we were unable to, but our passive is up, and you can see I'm actually able to come back to life because they left me alone. So we avoided dying right there. You know, that's awesome, but I'm going to go ahead and back. You know, it's a good idea to get out of this situation. Now I go ahead and finish off my Traveler's Boots, and then I'm going to kind of head back to lane. And then I see, hey, something's going on in mid. You know, Neith's doing her own thing. I see their Guardians in mid. I'm going to head over there. Unfortunately, our Willix goes down, but hey, Kronos is here, and we're going to hit him with that combo again. We end up taking him out, guys. Oh, that's absolutely awesome. We get a huge collapse from the enemy team, so I'm going to go ahead and back up. You know, their duo lane is here in mid lane, as well as their jungle, so let's just kind of hang out. You know, there's no sense in rushing out there and being unsafe, but we can definitely hold off this lane in case some people show up. Neith is going in on that duo lane tower, so hopefully she can take that out while everybody's concentrating over here. And we can kind of see that the team's kind of broken up. Bakasura is still in that other, you know, in our jungle on that other side, so we want to keep an eye on it, but, you know, hey, it's not that big of a deal. Now, I'm going to head in. You know, I should have got my rush off before I did that. And, hey, we end up letting Athena get out. You know, that's unfortunate, but is what it is. We've got to concentrate on Bakasura now. You know, I was hoping that they were going to follow me a little bit, so we kind of started walking away, but they didn't. And then you can see right there, that's why you want to keep that Kronos stunned for as long as possible, because if he hits that rewind, you know, he's going back to full health, and you're fighting a, you know, a fully brand new god, and you're just not going to be able to do that. We end up ulting that Kronos just so a Willix can get out, and hey, we're going to defend this tower a little bit. You know, we did chip Kronos down quite a bit there, though, so hopefully, you know, that he doesn't have his ultimate anymore, and that's really going to allow us to back safely. And then Neith shows up. This is what I'm talking about, guys. Lazy backing, it's so bad, and I do it all the time. Don't lazy back. If I would have just taken a handful of steps back into that tower, I'd have been perfectly fine. But instead, I lazy backed right there and ended up going down. You know, that was just dumb. Now, once I spawn back in, again, we're getting into engagements quite a bit, and as the Guardian, I definitely need to be in those engagements. And you can see here that my team's kind of rotating over to this Bakasura, and unfortunately, I was not able to hit him with my ultimate, but we did stun him, you know, and where we did root him, and then we stunned him. We're able to finish Bakasura off. You know, I'm very, very low, though. I did just get my passive, but I'm just not going to risk that. I'm going to let my team do their job. You know, hey, we got an awesome triple kill there. That's great. I'm just going to go ahead and back. I actually finish off my next piece. You know, I just hung out until I got enough, and then I'm going to pick up Shoguns because I feel my team's, you know, we're really starting to come alive. We're really starting to work well together. So I think they can really benefit from having that aura, you know, that attack speed aura. And from here, I've got to get back to the mid lane because, you know, that's where we're fighting. So let's get back there as quickly as possible. Now, sure enough, I head down to mid lane, but by the time I get there, hey, we really need to back up out of this situation. It's just a bad situation to be in. Let's go ahead and pick up Gold Fury, something like that. You know, that's well worth it. You know, we got a T2 down in mid. That's already a huge play. Let's pick up another side objective. I need to head to mid. You know, we had a lot of people back up there, so I head to mid, and hey, we're doing work. And I'm thinking about backing, and then I see Bellona heading in. I'm like, okay, I'm gonna ult. And Athena dropped down right whenever I went to ult Bellona, and we're able to knock her up, kill Bellona, and then when she lands, we keep her stunned and take her out. Oh man, that's awesome. Get an awesome double kill right there, or triple kill, I guess. And we actually end up have their team on full staggered deaths, you know, which is huge. That is an absolutely huge play. I'm going to hang out, wait around for a ward, and then I'm going to get back in the lane. You know, we're making plays, guys. Now, for the next few minutes, we just kind of play a sort of run-around game. You know, we head to mid, you know, the same kind of thing that happened before, and, you know, we just need to get out of that. Osiris is going in on that tower, and really that tower's one hit, but I'm not going to risk my life going in just to down that tower. You know, that tower's going to go down. I could sneak up right now and take it down, but there's no sense in going under tower with two of them there. And, you know, then their team starts stacking up in mid. We're all kind of here in mid, waiting for something to happen. And, you know, as soon as we can, we're going to make something happen. And sure enough, I get this charge up on Neith. We're able to knock her out of this fight. You know, we keep her out of this fight for a very long time. That's huge. And that really allows my team, you can see, I took their ADC out, that kind of disoriented their team, and, you know, while they focused and burned me down, I sat there laid on the ground. I was able to come back to life. You know, that's huge. That's absolutely huge. And we're going to actually go in on the Phoenix here, and, you know, great plays. Great plays. We end up taking down that Phoenix, and we're thinking about going under, maybe ending the game here. It's going to be kind of risky, but hey, let's go for it. I'm getting my charge up. We hit Kronos there. I really thought someone else had aggro with the Guardian, or with the Titan, and I end up getting aggro there. He two-shots me. Oh, feels bad. We end up giving a free kill to Kronos. You know, that's unfortunate, but is what it is. We got a decent amount of damage onto the Titan, but hopefully my team can still make some progress here. I go ahead and let them know, hey, take out that solo lane tower. It's one shot, and sure enough, our Nuwa is able to head over there and take it out. from here, or once I spawn back in, we're just going to kind of look. We need to be where the team fights are going to happen. We pick up some thorns, and, you know, again, we're just going to kind of run around, look where the team fight's going to happen. I help secure red, and then, you know, everybody's heading over here, and I'm like, okay, you know, let's go ahead and start this fight. Let's take some people out, and my team, instead of all coming over here to deal with these two people, you can see my team kind of split up, and everybody went for different things there, and you know, that's real unfortunate. We really needed that collapse from everybody, and it didn't quite work that way, and we end up going down there. You know, that, again, it's just real unfortunate. I've mainly got physical protection. I went up against 2 magical, and you can see they deleted me pretty quickly. You know, it would have been much better to have a full team collapse, take out those 2 gods, and then we could have rotated elsewhere. But, you know, miscommunication, it happens. No problem, let's just move on. Now, after I spawn back in, I'm going to head down the duo lane. You know, I know it was pushing. Let's go ahead and get it pushing. Oh, Osiris is here, so I'm going to let him deal with that. You know, if he's going to hard push it, that's fine. You know, I want to rotate, help with these fights. And sure enough, that's exactly what we do. Now, we end up getting an awesome split push going, you know, with both Phoenixes down. Yeah, it works well. We miss our ult again. Now, that's definitely one thing. You have to learn the range of his ultimate. And guys, it is very, very unforgiving. When it says, hey, this is the end of the range, that's it. I've missed his ultimate a bunch. But hey, we're staying in this very sloppy fight. Athena's staying in for whatever reason. We went ahead and popped thorns just in case, but hey, we're able to just delete their team. You know, that's awesome. Taking 2 of them down, and you know, the pressure that we're able to keep up, that's absolutely huge. I rotate over to this void camp, and sure enough, secure the void camp. You know, that we're making some really great plays as a team, but you know, now there's no sense of pressing luck. Let's just go ahead and back. Now, since we're all back, you know, hey, let's start getting set up for Fire Giant. I've got my Chalice online, so I'm going to go ahead and drop some wards so we can get some vision on them in case they rotate. And then, you know, hey, there's a handful of them here. Let's head into that fight. Kronos, you know, Kronos is here. We're going to go ahead and just take him out instantly. And you can see that knockback, it displaced that Athena. We end up getting a triple kill right there. That's their 2 initiators and, you know, 1 of their damage dealers. You know, that's a huge play right there, and we're gonna get the free Fire Giant out of that. You know, that's absolutely amazing. And Bakasura shows up. Now, I didn't even see him there. You know, I know he showed up because I heard him, but my team instantly deleted him. You know, he was trying to steal Gold Witch or Fire Giant, which, you know, hey, the valiant effort, my friend. But really, with all 5 of us there, if you stole it, it wouldn't have done much, because we're still going to march down this lane. And sure enough, we all kind of stack up, get ready, go in on mid. We're able to take that mid Phoenix down. You know, it was already halfway down. We get a kill onto Neath. You know, Athena's here. She's very, very low. Take her out, no problem. And then we're just going to go in on the Titan. Now, I'm going to concentrate on the enemy gods rather than concentrating on the Titan. And, you know, just keep them zoned out. Let my team go in on all of them. You can see we're just keeping that Kronos zoned out while we're taking down the Titan. And sure enough, we're able to get this, wrap this matchup. Yeah, guys, Kuba is very, very fun. It takes a little bit to get used to him. I do have him mastered at this point, but I've probably only got 4 or 5 games with him. He's a lot of fun, but some of his abilities are not forgiving. Well, that's going to wrap it up for this Kuba guide. I really hope y'all enjoyed. And guys, I know I sound terrible. I really hope I get over this. But if you did enjoy, show me some love. Leave me a comment. Think about subscribing. Add me on Smite. And hey, join our clan. Love to play with some of y'all. Well, guys, as always, thanks. And I'll see y'all in the next video.